Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Acquire Knowledge with Anjali. So, our today's topic is the Vedic Civilization Part 2, Standard 6th. This is the continuation of the lesson that we did previously. What we will learn in this lesson? About agriculture, animal husbandry, economic as well as social life of the Vedic people, religious ideas, as well as the political system of the Vedic period. So now, let's acquire knowledge. Agriculture, animal husbandry, economic and social life of the Vedic civilization. Agriculture was the main occupation during the Vedic period. Many oxen were yoked together to plough the fields, and these plough had iron ploughshares. Atharva Veda considers insects, pests, and other animals that destroy crops and suggests certain remedies. Cow dung was used as a manure, and cows were used as a means of exchange. Also, animals like horses, cows, and dogs had special importance during the Vedic civilization. People took special cares of their cows to ensure that it shouldn't be stolen. So now let's look at some of the pictures of the animal husbandry as well as agriculture during the Vedic civilization. During the Vedic civilization, horses were valued because of its speed. Chariots had spiked wheels which are lighter than the solid wheels. The horse-drawn and spoked wheels chariot of the Vedic period was swift as well as speedy. Animal husbandry flourished during the Vedic civilization. Artisans and people practicing various occupations were an important part of the social system. They form independent groups or organizations known as shrenis or guilds. The head of the guild was known as Shreshthi. There were four varnas known as the Brahmin, the Kshatriya, the Vaishya, and the Shudra. Varna was determined by the occupation of a person. Later, varnas came to be determined on the basis of birth. This have rise to castes. Caste system led to inequality in the society. There were 4 stages of ashramas, that was from the birth to the death. The first ashrama was the Brahmacharya Ashrama, or the period of staying with the Guru to learn from him. The next stage after the successful completion of Brahmacharya Ashrama was the Grihasthashrama. It was expected that during this period, a man would carry out his duties towards his family and society with the help of his wife. The third stage was the Vanaprastha Shirama. During this stage, a man was expected to detach himself from the household, retire to a solitary place, and lead a very simple life. The fourth stage was the Sannyas Ashrama. At this stage, the convention was to renounce all relations, lead life in order to understand the meaning of human life, and not stay in one place. So, our next topic for today is the religious ideas during the Vedic civilization. The sun, wind, rain, lightning, storms as well as rivers were given the form of deities. Vedic compositions pray them to become life-giving forces. The Vedic people put offerings into the yagna fire to please them called havi. Yagna is the act of offering havi into the fire. Initially, they were considered very simple. Later on, the rules of yagna became harder and harder. The importance of priest went on increasing. People in the Vedic period had thought about how the natural phenomena occur. Summer is followed by the rainy season and the rainy season by winter. The cycle in nature and the life cycle that moved with it were termed by the Vedic people as Rita. The life of all living beings is a part of the cycle in nature. Disturbance in the cycle of nature leads to calamities. Everyone should be careful that it should not happen. Nobody should break the laws of nature, and it was believed that following these rules was to follow dharmas. Our last topic in this lesson, the Vedic civilization, is the political system. In the Vedic period, each village had a head known as a Gramani. A group of villages formed a Vish, whose head was called as a Vishpati. Several Vish formed a Jana. Later, when the Jana settled into a specific region, it came to be known as a Janapad. Head of the Jana was known as a Nipa or king, which is the Raja. The main duties of the king were to protect the people, collect taxes, and run the administration very efficiently. There were 4 institutions who guided the king. They were the Sabha, Samiti, Vidhat, and the Jana. Women too participated in the working of the Sabha and Vidhat, and the Sabha consisted of the senior citizens of the state, whereas the Samiti was a general body of the people. Later on in the Vedic thought, Smriti and Puranas were composed, and the religious stream based on the Vedas, Smritis, Puranas, and the local traditions came to be known as Hinduism. There were other religious trends which took a different position from the Vedic one regarding Yagna rites and the Varna system. And now it's time for evaluation. So there are a few questions which I have provided on the Google Classroom. So for your understanding of this lesson, the Vedic Civilization Part 2, you need to answer to the questions that are provided. The Google Classroom code is displayed on the screen. Also, the Google Classroom link is provided on the screen. I will also link all these details in the description box. Thank you so much for watching this video.